What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, get on up here, pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family, we on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. What's good, everybody? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Welcome back to the porch once again, man. Man, I'm gonna start this off. We just gonna get right into it, man. We got some wild, crazy shit out of Atlanta, y'all. You know, my Uncle James back in Mississippi always told me he actually has Channel 2 in Atlanta as one of the channels that he got, even though he's in Mississippi. And I asked him, I said, why do you have Channel 2? He said, because I love watching Atlanta news, because he said, I swear to God, it's like watching reality TV. He said, shit, this shit is better than reality TV. He said, the crazy stuff we have, and he was not lying. This story I'm about to give y'all coming right out the gate, man, is wild. So apparently in Douglas County, in that's like a county that's considered a suburb right outside of Fulton County, which is the county that Atlanta, Georgia is in. Off-duty Atlanta police officer was shot trying to run up in somebody's house, and they trying to say, in fact, they trying to hide the fact that he's a police officer because they said he was an Atlanta police investigator. That's an Atlanta police officer. Get the fuck out of here. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to hide it. And I know they tried to do it because the officer was not a person of color. So, you know, if he's not a person of color, he come from the mountains of Caucasus, you know, like Cat Williams said on the jail scene in School Days. Most people saw that than saw the actual movie. But yeah, he actually ran up in somebody's house. And y'all know what I say, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He ran in somebody's house and somebody met him with that thing and hit him with it. Got. And he out of here. Now, so word on the street, they trying to say he was intoxicated and this, that, and the third. So I've been hearing rumors, they haven't released it in none of the reports that I've seen. They haven't said it all the way, but I've heard that the person that supposedly shot him was a Douglas County sheriff deputy. Now, I kind of want to feel sad about this, but I don't, because you know, hey, what Rico say on Paid Full, y'all? Fool gets shot every day, B. I can't say he be alright, he tough, cause he up out of here. So, you know, don't wish death on nobody. But my thing is, like I always say, and I actually told this to a coworker who was talking about, well, what if somebody trying to steal a car? You know, their kids at home hurting. I said, okay, their kids can be at home hurting, they steal their car, but when their owner come out there with that 12 gauge and blow their ass in the middle of next week, I ain't finna cry for you. You shouldn't have been stealing people's shit. And like I said at the top of this, you play stupid games, you gonna win stupid prizes. The universe gonna win every time. So I can't really shed a tear for this man. The officer's name was Aubrey Horton. And I ain't gonna lie, looking at his picture he had, man, like he, you know what I'm saying, just looked like he could have shaved. Ain't been without sleeping. He looked like he probably was just coming back in from rolling hard the night before. So I'm not surprised. I mean, my condolences to his family. If he had children, I'm sorry your dad ain't come home. If he was married, I'm sorry. But like I said once before, you play stupid games, you gonna win stupid prizes every time. And I can't cry for nobody who was in the wrong when they got. So yeah, now, man, I swear to God, y'all, September was not playing no games, man. Like, September just was letting us have it, man. Cause September 30th, like, the Reaper came to collect big time. He came to collect, and his collections was some of the biggest bags he could get. First person we lost John Aston. Now, most people don't know who John Aston is. If you've seen Beverly Hills Cop, all 1, 2, and 4, because he wasn't in 3, he played Sergeant Taggart. You know, he was a straight-laced, tough guy with with Billy Rosewood and all that. I can't remember what Sarge's first name is. I just know because Billy always called him Sarge. I think once or twice he called him by his first name. But yeah, Taggart was that by the book. Like being young, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't understand Sergeant Taggart. But then I got old and I get it. Sarge trying to coast, get to his pension and everything and all that. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I really like Sergeant Taggart. Because in the first Beverly Hills Cop that came out, when they were about to go raid the mansion at the end, Billy was ready to go into the yard. Axel, played by Eddie Murphy, was ready to go into the yard. Sarge said, hold up, went to the trunk of the car and came back with that 12 gauge, that thumper. He was cause he didn't want him to go in, but he like, damn it, if we gonna go in, he like, let me get this thumper. Sarge said, wait, pulled the thumper out, and when I remember seeing that, I was like, oh shit, he finna go to work, and they did. They went to work. Sarge said, look, I don't want to do this, but we gonna do this. He said, we going in with some heavy duty equipment, you feel me? So yeah, R.I.P. to John Asser, and I hate to say this, but until I saw him in Axel F, which is basically Beverly Hills Cop 4, I thought the man had already died, to be honest with you. He died at the age of 76, which I did the math. That means when they shot Beverly Hills Cop 5, the first Beverly Hills Cop, that means he was 35, because they usually shoot movie a year or two in advance. So I'm saying if they shot in 83, he was 35, and then when it came out, he was 36. Damn, Sarge looked way old. I thought he was in his 40s going on his 50s, but yeah, I mean, I already thought he had went ahead and passed, man. The second person, oh man, this is a big, I really feel bad about this, because I had a couple people used to call me this in high school, because this guy shares the name that I got. Man, Pete Rose passed away. Pete Rose passed away September 30th, and I can't believe it. The old Charlie Hustle gone. For those of y'all who don't know, he was the original Charlie Hustle before my man E40 from the Bay Area took the name Charlie Hustle. Yeah, man, I just couldn't believe it, man. And I'm gonna tell you this: one thing I'm mad about it, because I have a feeling that the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is gonna do this. Baseball Hall of Fame is gonna do this. They are going, if they put Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame now that he dead, after snubbing him all those years, I'm gonna go to Cooperstown, I'm gonna knock all that shit over, because you should have been put Pete Rose in there. Yeah, he bet on baseball, but he didn't bet on his own team, and he never was like, he never fixed no games. None of his performance showed him fixing games. He gave everything. He had the man, he has the most hits in Major League history, like over 3,000 hits. So I don't understand. Like, if y'all decide to let him in at this point, just keep him out because you kept him out. But if you let him in now that he's dead, I'm really gonna be pissed, because y'all could have gave that man his flowers while he was still living. But R.I.P. to Pete Rose, aka Charlie Hustle, but most notably known for the Cincinnati Reds, man. That was a great one that's gone. Now this last one that happened on September 30th that stays with me is just a double whammy for me, because I grew up watching him in the NBA, and he plays for one of my favorite college. He played with one of my favorite college programs, the Georgetown Hoyas. The Dikembe Mutombo, Mr. Finger Wag himself, Mr. No, get that out of here, passed away at age 58 from brain cancer. Boy, that was a big blow, because that's like I said, that was my childhood. Like, watching him, like, with the Hawks. Me personally, I liked him better with the Hawks. I know you with the Nuggets first, but I got introduced to Mutombo was watching him with the Hawks. It was him, Mookie Blaylock, Christian Laettner, even though, Christian Laettner wasn't what he was in college. I mean, he still was up there. Steve Smith. And yeah, just watching them down in Atlanta do their thing, like, it was magical, especially because, the Bulls was running the East, but they was going gun to gun with Atlanta. So that that kind of, that hurt my heart. It was like you come in the lane. I remember playing NBA Street back in the day on PS2. Unless you had Shaq or you had like one of the street ball players, Tekashi, who everybody figured was supposed to be the representation of before Yao Ming got there. Everybody thought, okay, this is letting them know because he was there before Yao Ming. Unless you had Shaq or Tekashi, he's sending it back in NBA Street and NBA Live, because a lot of people, if you young, listen to this. Once upon a time, NBA Live reigned supreme and over 2K. If you actually had 2K, people clowned you. You would consider like, boy, why you got this bootleg shit, man? Like, yo. So if you had that, if you weren't coming in there with Shaq and then Yao Ming on NBA Live, or if you weren't coming there with Shaq and Tekashi on NBA Street, you was finna get your issue, because Dikembe Mutombo, he held down that middle for real big. And you know what I'm saying, like, and especially, I don't know how when he was going to Georgetown, how him and Alonzo Mourning being the two twin towers, I don't know how they didn't win the national title, because I don't know, coaches must have had some very great strategies to be able to get around them two, because I went back and looked at them games like, how did they not take the whole Final Four all them years they were together? But yeah, this is real big. I'm always remember him in the finals doing his best to hold Shaq down, but he just couldn't, because like I said, Shaq was a monster, but he fought the good fight, and obviously he fought the good fight with his brain cancer. At 58, he lost the battle with brain cancer. And the thing is, I found this out a few years back. When he came over here, he wasn't even coming to America from over in Africa. He wasn't even coming here to play basketball. He was just an international student. I think he was international economics or politics, one of the two. He was come over here just to study that. And obviously somebody on the Georgetown coaching staff saw him. They convinced him to play basketball, and the rest is history. But he always tried to do his best he was known as an ambassador, international ambassador of basketball. And he was always, every interview you saw, he was always about doing for other people, just being a selfless person, trying to uplift his fellow man. And this is just, like I said, this is a blow to anybody who's an NBA fan. And if you a 90s kid, this is a big blow. RIP to Dikembe Mutombo. Now, even though September 30th had all of that, October 1st decided to say, you know what, hold my bill. And this next one, this story gets kind of murky, because we found out about this John Amos, who we all know as James from Good Times, and also Mr. Leo McDowell, owner of McDowell's Restaurants on Queens Boulevard in Queens, New York, and Eddie Murphy 1988 comedy Coming to America. He passed away. Well, they said October 1st, but we actually found out he passed away August 21st. The public just got a hold of it. I don't know what happened, how they missed it. Like, even when his daughter said she didn't know until she saw it posted that he had passed away. But this is a big blow. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when I heard that he passed, especially after hearing that John Austin, Dikembe Mutombo, and Pete Rose passed away the day before, I did just like Florida did at the end of that episode of Good Times after James funeral. Damn. Because other than Phil Avery, who passed away, who we all know as Uncle Phil, he was a lot of fathers for a lot of black people. He was our TV dad. He was a lot of people's TV dad. He ain't take no mess at James Evans in Good Time. He was quick to discipline his kids. If you cross his family wrong, he didn't care how big and bad and gangster you was. He let you have it. Like the one incident, an episode of Good Times where he showed he wasn't scared of nobody. This is especially crazy because, gang violence in Chicago has been an issue for decades. So a lot of y'all know the episode where JJ got shot and Mad Dog was the one that shot him because JJ didn't want to go do whatever he had to do with the game. And Mad Dog had like put his hands on Florida. They was arguing or something, and then Jane looked down and said, Mad Dog, you don't take your hands on my wife, I'm gonna put a muzzle on you. And it's like, man, this man just shot your son, and he a notorious gangster in the streets of Chicago, but this man wasn't scared. Now, the only thing I didn't like that James did in that episode, I didn't like the fact that James gave that man a pass. I didn't like he gave him a pass after his mama disowned him, and then he turned to James and said, come on, I know you want to hit me, come on, hit me, man. And James like, nah son, I don't want to hit you, because he felt sorry for screw that, you just shot my son, I'm gonna rock your ass. Fuck all that. I don't know, your mama hates you, oh well here's a 2 pieces of biscuit, bap bap boom. I don't care about none of that. Hey, like I said, you play stupid games, you're gonna win stupid prizes. I do not sympathize with somebody in the wrong. I don't know how much I can do, but like I said, his character did sympathize with him and got that. Now, my favorite, there's 2 moments he did that in Coming to America that's gonna reign supreme for me. The first one was when he was talking to King, played by Eddie Murphy, and Simi, played by Arsenio Hall, about McDowell's. They outside, and the guy from, obviously he's from McDonald's, trying to sue them for copyright infringement, but he's taking pictures, and he turned around and see me like, hey, what are you doing? Get the hell out of here before I bust that camera. I still laugh at that scene every day, because it's just the way he said, well, I bust that camera, it's just hilarious. And the other scene that stood out to me from John Amos as Leo McDowell is when he got a taste of his own medicine after looking down on the king for, being a poor African, and find out he was a prince. And the king was talking down on Lisa after they came to look for a king, and Lisa found out that the king was a prince, and she was heartbroken. And he tried to pay him a couple $1 million for him to, for the inconvenience, to buy his daughter, basically blow them off, look, forget about him, forget about my son, I'm gonna pay you this amount of money. And then Leo was like, man, you can't pay enough money for me. And then and the queen was like, you being disrespectful. And he said, the man's beneath me, and so was his daughter. And Leo said, man, I don't care who you are, this is America, say one more thing about my daughter, I'm gonna break my foot off in your royal ass. And when he said that, I was like, oh, there go James Evans right there. The one thing that kind of, that was sad about that whole movie, so at the end, y'all know when y'all see the part where Akeem is about to get married and he didn't realize that it's Lisa, and then he flips the veil back and sees that it's Lisa. Then he looks up towards the throne where his father and mother are sitting, and then you see Leo McDowell walk into the shot. He's smiling in a tuxedo. So I look at that part now, that scene that they show Leo McDowell, King Joffrey Joffrey, and Queen Aelion Joffrey. I just got to freeze that, because it's just like all of them amongst the ancestors. John Amos, James Earl Jones, and Madison Clare. She's been amongst the ancestors for almost be 30 years next year, because she died right after, in 1995, right after the release of The Lion King. For a lot of y'all that don't know, she was the voice of Sarabi, or Mufasa's Queen and Simba's mama on The Lion King. She died months after it was released, early 1995. So RIP to all them 3 that was in that movie, and just RIP to all of them. And it was just, like I said, we gained a lot of ancestors and people who were allies of the ancestors, which is Pete Rose and John Aston, so it's crazy out here. Now we're gonna move on. I'm gonna talk real quick on this. Georgia, you let everybody down. You let everybody down by losing to Bama last week, 41-34. You let everybody down. But you know what? I'm kind of happy that this happened, because a lot of y'all were y'all were getting big headed. Y'all was starting to be annoying like Bama fans. So Bama humbled their ass, 41-34. Got your ass. Falcons. like I say, forever I love Atlanta because y'all raised up and they came back and beat the Saints 26-24. I'm happy because y'all all know how I feel about people in the Who That Nation who just jumped on the bandwagon. Boy, I couldn't get none of them on the phone. And then I was texting and leaving comments on their wall. Like, what happened? What happened? Couldn't get nobody. Florida State let me down again, which is not surprising, but I can't believe they let SMU, I didn't know it was 1984 and the Pony Express with Craig James and Eric Dickerson was still around, because that's how SMU beat Florida State 42-16. Florida State so bad, boy, them jokers can't beat a junior college right now, man. And then we got to play Clemson tonight. Well, Clemson, man, they might as well just not even come out the locker room. But the good thing is, and I hate it, the quarterback who just sucks, he got injured, he's hurt. Thank God, hopefully. Now we got the new quarterback and we need to see what he do. But that's all I got to say about Florida State. I'm gonna get sick. Some new music out there, man. This man Jimmy Waters, he's slowly rising as one of my favorite new wave G-Funk new wave West Coast artists, man, because he got an album that came out this past week, Be Legendary 2. I'm gonna need this man to give me more than like 7-10 tracks, man. Like, I'm gonna need like a good, give me 12, just a decent 12, or try to push it to 18, man, because like the man makes some very quality music, man. He's good. I like it. I was just smooth ride to music. But what I also didn't know, and I don't know how I didn't see this online, my man Cardo came back. But now he's Cardo Got Wings. I don't know why he changed his name, but Cardo came back with a new album. It's called Made Man. And of course he got Larry June and Payroll Giovanni on there. He got the Bay Area's finest and Detroit, what up though, finest on there with him. He got a couple productions on there by DJ Fresh and DJ Ideal, man, because I know when I heard DJ Fresh, or when I hear I Did Coming for the 808, whenever I hear them two, I know it's finna be a banger. So he did his thing with that, man. Like, that's a good album. Like, I knew as soon as I saw Cardo made a new album, I said, I know Uncle Larry gonna be on there. And Uncle Larry was on there, and so was Payroll. Like, Payroll even had a like an interlude track. So, hey, man, they out here on this junkie shit, man. You heard you making a new album. You gotta let me get on there. You gotta fuck with me. And Payroll did what he did, just like Uncle Larry did what he did. So I'm loving that album. Like, I didn't played it back like 3 or 4 times, and it's so good. It seemed like as soon as I started, it's over. So I love that album. Leon Thomas released a new album. You know, I gotta switch it up and have some R&B. For those that don't know who Leon Thomas is, he used to play on that show Victorious on Nickelodeon with Ariana Grande back in the day. But they don't sleep on him and say he just a Nickelodeon. I know the brother can sing, and he actually, for those y'all don't know, he wrote Snooze for SZA, and his album is called Mutt. And it gives like, the whole album get like a 90s type of vibe. It's just not. He just got like one of them 90s R&B type of voice. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the actual title track of it, Mutt. The title track Mutt. It was the shit. Like, and then he did a remix of Mutt with Freddie Gibbs. Oh yeah, 10 for 10. So I'm loving that album he had out there. And not only that, we had my girl Victoria Monet. She dropped Jaguar 2, the deluxe version of the album. She had 10 new tracks on there. So every time I'm never gonna skip, you know, On My Mama. So I listen to On My Mama and I'm not gonna skip, but like, she had like 10 whole new tracks. So my favorite track she had on the second disc, which is hard to say because nobody really gets like physical copies no more. It was the first song on the second disc. It's called Dick at Night. Like, gonna play on Nick at Night. And man, the whole song sound like one of them old Nick at Night jingles. She like, I like my dick at night. I was like, oh my God. This woman just talented. She just as talented as she is beautiful, man, which is saying a lot. That joker is fine. Oh my. Woo! So I got 2 rap albums and 2 R&B albums that got me through this week. It was music is up. Like I say, everybody say there's not no good quality music. There's actually good quality music. You just have to go search for it. You can't just rely on the radio. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the last time I even listened to the radio, man. You just gotta go. You gotta basically, like Spotify, Apple Music, even SoundCloud or whatever. You gotta dig through the crates. It's like digital digging through the crates, like how they used to do back in the 90s and 80s and 70s and 60s. You gotta dig through the crates. Just like Tubi. Like I've always told people this about Tubi. People complain about Tubi movies, but Tubi actually got some quality stuff on there. It's just like the $2, $3, $2, $3, $4, $5 bin, DVD bin that used to be in Walmart. You just gonna have to dig until you hit pay dirt. But when you do, you're gonna find the gem. Oh man. Okay, now on the TV. So Power Book 2 Ghost wrapped up, and that was a very terrible final episode. I'm glad that book is over. I just never really liked that because I never really liked Tariq's story because it's a problem with me. I don't like kids who didn't have to act like who came from great means, wanting to be street. I don't like that. I don't like it in real life. I didn't want to see it on TV. And like I said, I checked out when, like, season 2, Zeke found out he was 4 years than what he actually was. I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm not. This is terrible writing. I can't do it. But I came back, watched the snippets, and then I just watched the final episode, see how everything turned out. I did not like it because this is why I did not like it. They let Tariq have that ending, which is not realistic. But Franklin Saint on Snowfall, who we all love and was rooting for, he got the ending he got, which is realistic. I mean, that's what gave me solace about Franklin going out like that. I'm like, yeah, it is realistic because we all know somebody who was in the hood, who was balling, big dog on top of everything. Then you see him a few years later or a decade later, and they just either own the shit they was peddling, or they like, man, nephew, let me get about $10, $20, and it's like, damn, this man used to be that, he be big dog in the neighborhood, man. So I didn't appreciate how a character we love and rooted for, who didn't annoy us, did that. But this character who was just been annoying and just reckless, he got that type of ending. No, it wasn't good. And it seemed like nothing really changed. Everybody pretty much, the main players basically are back at where we started. Like it's like Brian McKnight, they starting back at 1. Like, so it's like you had us on this 4-year ride for everything to pretty much go the way it was in the beginning. Like, I mean, just minor change, a few changes, but it's like, yeah, I wasn't thoroughly impressed. Now, I will say this about Fight Night. Fight Night is getting good. All I can say is about Fight Night, the guy who plays Mac on there, Cinqua Walls, I swear to God, it's like in everything he gonna be a hothead, he gonna be gullible, or he just gonna be a plain straight screw up. And he didn't change up in Fight Night. But the biggest thing about Fight Night, this last episode, I'm not gonna go into detail. They brought the legendary Debbie Allen in there. Oh my God, like, yeah. That, for those of y'all don't know, Debbie Allen is the sister to Felicia Rashad, who played Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. So yeah, and she's a legend, all right, director. She was a big part of like A Different World. She's a dancer. Like, the woman is just, she's kind of like Tasha Smith, only minus the not being like loud and mean, and a little more poised about herself. Like, and she can dance. But yeah, they got Debbie Allen, so I like that. Now, I went to actually go see Reagan, the movie Reagan with Dennis Quaid. Now I would say this: Dennis Quaid nailed that role as Reagan. He looked like him. I'm talking about, he looked like him. At some point, they showed Dennis Reagan. They showed Dennis Quaid in there, and he looked just like the Gipper, Ronald Reagan. I'm like, damn, that look like they got that straight out of his personal photo collection. But they glossed over a lot of stuff from his presidency. You know, they didn't talk about trickle-down economics or Reaganomics. They didn't talk about, you know, they didn't talk about the Beirut situation. They briefly touched on the Iran-Contra situation and then moved on. They didn't talk about the AIDS epidemic. They didn't talk about him responding when the Challenger blew up. And number one, which I knew they weren't going to talk about this, because this thing I'm about to mention was what funded the Iran-Contra thing, and also what ended up being why the AIDS epidemic blew up, because people's addictions made them go out there and do all kind of godly stuff sexually and end up getting exposed to it. Didn't mention the crack era one bit, but I'm not surprised. Of course they're not gonna mention the crack era. You know, who the hell wants to throw a rock and say, hey, I threw the rock and I bust your window? So you can definitely tell this was somebody who was conservative who made this move. But big ups to Dennis Quaid. He did his thing. He's probably going to get the Academy Award for Best Actor. I don't think that movie is that great, and I don't think he really deserves. But if they give Dennis Quaid the Best Actor, I see why they did it. I really can see why they did it. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of things that's happened. But the number one thing that happened, a friend of mine asked me to speak on this. Let's talk on this before I get up out of here. And Boosie is in the media once again. A lot of people are getting mad at him because he made another homophobic remark. Boosie said he doesn't want his daughter Ivory, who is a lesbian, to bring her girlfriends around, and he said he don't want her to influence and contaminate his other kids with that type of lifestyle. Now this is what get me about that whole situation. The man got a song saying they dyking. Excuse my language, that's what it was said. Like, I'm not gonna even lie, back in the day when I was younger, that's what we called it. We didn't mean to be derogatory. That's what we call women who were lesbians. We say, oh, they out there, they dyking. And in the opening line of they dyking, what does he say? Two red bones kissing in the back seat. So things make you go, And then in Exciting, he has a line that says, I used to have hoes who trifling. Now I got hoes who dyking. And people in the outrage, but I understand why Boosie, I'm not saying it's right, but I understand what it is, because to look at a woman who is like basically dyking like you're involved in a menage a trois or threesome, if you don't know what menage a trois is, it's like, it's an exotic thing, but it gives off that this woman is very loose, promiscuous, and just downright slutty. That's pretty much what it gives off. And I guess he doesn't want his daughter to portray that image to his kids. But this is the thing. I'm sure, like, I've seen a lot of his interviews, a lot of things he said. I'm pretty sure you expose them to a lot of, he exposed them to a lot of stuff, especially probably exposed that girl to a lot of stuff. Now, Lord knows what goes on at a Boosie party. And matter of fact, they had it was an interview or something where he said when his teenage son Tootie, he ended up getting a grown woman allegedly to perform oral sex on him for his birthday as a teenager. A woman who's over the age of consent, while his son Tootie's under age of consent, to perform oral sex on him. It's like, so bro, wait a minute. You don't want your daughter to do that, but you letting your son engage in what? And I don't know why everybody's even mad at Boosie. Y'all acting so surprised. And this is the thing, it's that fake outrage where I'm mad at everybody. Because we remember back when The Color Purple came out last year, and Boosie got mad about that. Now everybody, I can't believe that he being homophobic. I was like, I ain't mad that he homophobic. I'm just mad that obviously he didn't watch the movie. Because if y'all watched the movie, Suge Avery and Celie kissed, and they didn't really show them doing it, but they kissed, and it zoomed down, and it went to like to that little it wasn't a chandelier, but like a little wind chime, whatever that shit was, and it showed it like jig a little bit, and it gave the illusion that they just had a lesbian experience. They got to know each other sexually. And if you read the book went into way more detail. I forgot who had the book, but someone had the book, and they pointed me to the section. Oh my God, it went, boy, I had to put that thing down. Boy, I had to put that, I needed an adult to read that part of The Color Purple. That was too much for me. But yeah, so I don't even know why everybody is that up in arms about it. Like, but let's say, like, I'm just confused when he said that, because, like I said, you know, you got two of your most famous lines from back when I was a teenager involve lesbian women. You know, and I'm still trying to get two red bones kissing the backseat, but that's a here nor there. Okay, that's been my time on the porch. I done kept y'all long enough this week. You know, you can keep up with your boy on Facebook. Find me, Pete McCorvey. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, PeteMac10, PeteMac10, or follow me on TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, all of my stuff. On TikTok, it's PeteMac89, spelled the same way, just up to 1 to 0, put an 8 and 9 right there. I'm about to get off the porch. I'm finna enjoy my rainy Saturday, put me on some movies and take me a nap, man, because, you know, I'm tired, man. So, like I always tell y'all, be cool, stay calm, and get paid later. Oh, snap, hold up, before I go back in, let me give a shout out to Fat Pat. Found out that he's a preacher now in Arkansas, man. You know, I ain't hating on that, man. I ain't mad at nobody like giving themselves to the Lord and doing better things. Cause hey, man, the first thing that came to my mind, first song that came to my mind is a song that we actually are playing in the background right now. The life we live, and the man living his life. But hey, he done went from don't save if you don't want to be saved to now he trying to save everybody. Hey, Pat, I'm happy for you, OG. Hey, man, do your thing. God bless. Okay, now I'm going for real this time. Y'all, peace.